If you've ever seen the classic film The Longest Yard, you've glimpsed the vehicle we're diving into today. Buckle up because we're talking about the quirky, funky, and downright awesome Citroen SM. Now, we know this might be a bit of a departure from our usual content, but we have to admit, we've got a soft spot for French automobiles. They're usually a bit quirky, kind of funky looking, and they often have unique controls and drivability that set them apart from the pack. French cars, especially from back in the day, are known for their exemplary ride quality. Whether it's a Citroen or a Peugeot, these cars have a reputation for smooth, comfortable rides. In the 1960s, driving a Citroen DS was an experience unlike any other, and the same goes for the SM or any Peugeot from that era. So, let's dive into the fascinating world of the Citroen SM, an engineering marvel produced from 1970 to 1975, and explore what makes it so special. First off, let's set the scene. The late 1960s and early 1970s were tough times for Citroën financially. The company was bleeding money, losing the equivalent of $900 to $1,000 in today's dollars on every car they produced. Between 1968 and 1970, Citroën racked up losses totaling around $11 million, a staggering amount for the time. Despite these financial woes, Citroën dared to dream big with the SM. This car was all about innovation and luxury. It combined sleek, futuristic design with groundbreaking engineering features that were way ahead of their time. Even today, some of these features haven't been matched by modern cars. One of the standout features of the Citroen SM was its Hydropneumatic suspension system. This system provided an incredibly smooth ride, automatically adjusting the car's height based on speed and road conditions. It was like floating on a magic carpet, making even the roughest roads feel like glass. Under the hood, the SM packed a punch with a Maserati V6 engine. Yes, you heard that right. Citroën teamed up with Maserati to give the SM some serious performance chops. This engine gave the car a top speed of around 140 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest front-wheel drive cars of its time. The combination of French engineering and Italian power was truly a match made in automotive heaven. The design of the Citroën SM was equally impressive. Its aerodynamic shape was ahead of its time, featuring a low, sleek profile that looked like it was straight out of a sci-fi movie. The car's unique design elements, like the covered rear wheels and futuristic dashboard, set it apart from anything else on the road. Driving the SM was an experience in itself. The car featured a unique steering system that provided variable assist based on speed. At low speeds, the steering was light and easy, making it a breeze to maneuver in tight spots. At higher speeds, the steering became firmer, giving the driver a better feel for the road. This system was a game changer and something that even modern cars could learn from. Despite its many innovations, the Citroën SM had its share of challenges. The car was complex and expensive to maintain, which deterred some buyers. Additionally, the 1973 oil crisis and tightening emissions regulations made it difficult for high-performance cars like the SM to thrive. By 1975, production of the SM had come to an end. The Citroën SM came with a 2.7-liter V6 engine, which was quite a partnership move, sourced directly from Maserati. There were a couple of variations, either carbureted or fuel-injected, and later on, a 3.0-liter version appeared. Now, here's something interesting. This same V6 engine found its way into other Maseratis. Remember the Maserati Biturbo from the 1980s? Yep, it had this engine, though turbocharged by then. And the beautiful Maserati Merak, produced from 1972 to 1982, also shared this power plant. Let's be honest, the Citroën SM had its share of reliability issues. It was packed with so many technological innovations that keeping one on the road could be quite a challenge. But when everything was working perfectly, it was a technological marvel, even by today's standards. One of the standout features of the Citroën SM was its hydropneumatic self-leveling suspension. Look under the hood and you'll see these green spheres. What are they? They're essentially the car's springs and dampers. There are no traditional springs or shocks. Instead, each sphere contains a gas chamber and a chamber for hydraulic oil. This setup gave the SM an incredibly smooth ride, adjusting automatically to the road and load conditions. Step inside the SM, and you're greeted with a futuristic dashboard that wouldn't look out of place in a sci-fi movie. The seats were plush and comfortable, offering a luxurious ride that could rival the best sedans of the day. Citroen truly blended innovation with elegance in this car. But back to the engineering feats. The hydropneumatic suspension wasn't just for show. It provided a ride quality that was unmatched, even allowing the car to maintain a constant ride height regardless of load. This made the SM an absolute dream to drive on any terrain. The oil crisis of the 1970s hit hard, and the market for such innovative cars shrank. Production of the SM ended in 1975, making its run relatively short. This suspension setup wasn't novel just for the SM. The DS that came before it had a similar setup, and the SM was based on that DS. Not only did it have this hydropneumatic suspension, but it was also front-wheel drive. So, we have a front-wheel drive sports car with a longitudinally mounted engine. Crazy for the time, right? Front-wheel drive was quite novel, especially in the United States. As a result of this setup, the steering in the SM is super light and very fast. It's just 2 turns lock to lock. For comparison, a Ford of the era with power steering might have about 5 turns lock to lock, and a GM car about 4.5. So, with the SM, full lock is just 1 revolution away in either direction. They drive like a go-kart, and it really takes some getting used to. Step inside the SM, and you'll notice something really unique: the pedals. The accelerator is hinged at the bottom, the clutch at the top, and the brake pedal. It's affectionately known as the mushroom or button brake pedal. There's no pedal travel. Instead, braking force is proportional to how hard you press this button. The first thing most people do when they drive an SM is almost put their face through the windshield because the brake is so sensitive. But once you get used to it, braking becomes more natural. The 5-speed gearbox is also a standout. It's incredibly smooth, often compared to the best Honda transmissions of the 80s. Shifting gears is a breeze, and the gear selector itself is a piece of art, operating like a rotating barrel. The SM also had height-adjustable suspension, controlled by a lever inside the car. This system was so advanced that other automakers, including Bentley, adopted it for their own vehicles. It was just that good. Another cool feature of the Citroen SM was its disc brakes at all 4 corners, which were quite advanced for the early 70s. The front brakes were inboard, near the suspension, rather than out on the wheels. This design helped with brake cooling, aided by large cooling ducts on the underside of the car. Citroen was thinking about brake cooling even back then. And let's not forget the wipers. The SM had rain-sensitive wipers. A sensor would measure how much current it took the wiper motor to move the blades across the glass. If the glass was dry, it took more current. If it was wet, less. The system would adjust the wiper speed accordingly. Pretty advanced for the time, right? If you were lucky enough to get a European model, you also had headlights that turned with the steering wheel, a feature Citroen also had on the DS. Unfortunately, this didn't make it to the US due to regulations. The inner headlights turned to help you see around corners, a clever feature that enhanced nighttime driving. Under the hood, you'll find some fascinating engineering. Take a look at the 3 Weber 2-barrel carburetors. Quite a setup for a car of its time. But what really stands out is that eccentric shaft you see spinning out from the front of the engine. This eccentric drives the accessories like the air conditioning, alternator, and hydraulic pump. It's positioned over the rack and pinion steering, making for an unconventional yet efficient layout. Inside the Citroen SM, you're greeted with a comfortable and stylish cabin. The bucket seats are plush and supportive, perfect for long drives. The steering wheel, a typical Citroen 1-spoke design, feels sportier here with its thinner spoke compared to the DS. Every SM came equipped with a full suite of gauges, ensuring you were always informed about the car's performance. Notice the center console with the shifter prominently placed, flanked by the emergency brake lever, and, surprisingly, the radio. Yes, unlike other cars of its era, the radio is on the center console rather than on the dashboard. Speaking of which, the dashboard itself forms this graceful sweeping arc, a design element that many cars would later emulate, but was a standout feature in the SM. From the passenger side, you get a clear view of the driver's cockpit, emphasizing the driver-centric layout of the SM. It's a design that not only focused on functionality, but also on creating an inviting and futuristic driving environment. The Citroen SM wasn't just about advanced engineering and innovative design. It was a statement of automotive artistry. Its blend of French flair and Italian performance left an indelible mark on automotive history. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comment section.